Hi, good morning. Welcome back to my channel Back to School. Today's topic is about biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Here the term bio means life, whereas diversity means variety. The term biodiversity explains about the variety of all life forms on earth. It is identified as the variability among living organisms and the ecological complexes of which they are part, including diversity within and between species and ecosystem. In simple words, it is variety, variability between genes, species, and ecosystems. The term biodiversity was coined by Walter and Rosen in 1985. There are three types of biodiversity: diversity of species, diversity of ecosystem, diversity of genes. Species diversity. It is defined as variety of different species of living forms in a given area. For example, roses. It's a species. Tamarindus indica. It's a species. Ajadracta indica. It's another species. So, there are so many species in India. There are up to 2 lakh species in India. The species diversity peaks in the tropical forest and coral reefs. Malaysia is having highest species diversity. Genetic diversity. It is defined as variation at the level of individual genes. The heritable variation within and between populations of organisms. That is, genetic diversity is due to the heritable genes. The more genetic diverse in a population, the more chances in variations. These variations help the individuals to have a variant that helps it to be suited for the new environment. Ecosystem or habitat diversity. Ecosystem is the structural and functional unit of the biosphere. Ecosystem diversity is defined as the aggregation of various habitats, community types, and abiotic environment in a given area. India has one of the richest ecosystem diversity, ranging from deserts, plains, hills, mangroves, rainforests to cold Himalayas. Distribution of biodiversity. Flora and fauna diversity depends on climate, altitude, soils, presence of other species. Most of the diversity concentrated in tropical region. Biodiversity hotspots are the regions with high biodiversity, with most of the species being endemic. Endemic means concentrated at a particular area. India have two biodiversity hotspots: East Himalayan region and Western Ghat. Here in this picture you can observe the 10 biography regions of India. The hotspots are the areas with higher concentration of endemic species and which actually experience rapid rate of habitat modifications and loss. Out of the 18 hotspots of biodiversity recognized in the world, India has two of them: Eastern Himalaya and the Western Ghats. Eastern Himalaya is recognized as the cradle of speciation due to rich diversity of primitive flowering plants. Western Ghats. Western Ghats have thick forests that we can observe in the southern western region of the Indian map up to Sri Lanka. It is impacted by demands for the agriculture and timber. Kerala is one of the Western Ghat region. This region is home to rich endemic plants, reptiles, amphibians, as well as elephants, tiger, and macaque, which is endangered. Himalayas is home to world's highest mountains, including Mount Everest. This Himalayan region is with thick forest having diversity of ecosystems that range from alluvial grasslands and subtropical broad-leaved forests to alpine meadows. It is home to a variety of large birds, mammals, including tiger, elephants, rhinos, and wild water buffaloes. This picture, which is from the Himalayan region, located in the Uttarakhand, it is the Valley of Flowers. Threats to biodiversity, habitat destruction. So, habitat destruction leads to extinction of the species. It is important to protect the habitat in order to protect the biodiversity. Huge pressure from the world's rapidly increasing population has been causing the habitat destruction. Global climate change. The earth has been every year showing the increase in the temperature. So it is causing the greenhouse effect and it leads to the extinction of the species. Habitat fragmentation. Due to human activity, it leads to the destruction of the habitat and the extinction of the species. Pollution. Introduction of pollutants such as nutrient overloading, such as ammonia, urea, they are the nitrate fertilizers, as well as more harmful chemicals leads to the danger to the biodiversity. Overexploitation. This includes the illegal wildlife trade as well as overfishing, logging of tropical hardwoods. Alien species. It is introduced by humans to regions where there are no natural predators to damage the local species. Disease. Reduction in habitat causing high population densities encourages spread of diseases. Habitat loss can be described when an animal loses its home. Every animal in the animal kingdoms has a niche, and without their habitat they no longer have a niche. Regions of habitat loss by humans. Agriculture, farming, harvesting of natural resources for personal use, for industrial and urbanization development. Habitat destruction is currently ranked as the primary cause of species extinction worldwide. Example, the impact upon China's panda, once found across the nation. Now it's only found in fragmented and isolated regions in the southwest of the country as a result of widespread deforestation in the 20th century. There are natural causes too. Habitat destruction through natural processes such as volcanism, fire, and climate change is well documented in the fossil record. One study shows that fragmentation of tropical rainforest in Euro 3000 million years ago led to a great loss of amphibian diversity. This picture shows the different climatic conditions such as the fire, overflooding of the water, changes in the weather condition, leading to the extinction of the species, causing the destruction of the natural ecosystems. Solutions for this is the protecting remaining intact section of natural habitat, reducing the human population and expansion of urbanization and industries, educating the people about the importance of natural habitat and biodiversity. Solutions to habitat loss can include planting trees, planting home gardens to reduce need for human to need large lands for agriculture farms, which lead to habitat loss. Poaching, it is nothing but the killing or capturing of wildlife, either the plants or the animals, illegally through hunting, harvesting, fishing, or trapping. History of poaching. Millions of years ago, in the Stone Age, this poaching has been started. It is followed through the ages to even the tribal natives. But it was during the late Middle Ages that poaching became a punishable offense. Here in this picture, you can observe the poaching of the different animals such as elephants for their husk, tigers for their skin, antelopes for their head. Poaching is not limited to animals, it's also for plants too. In this picture, you can observe the red sanders from the Sheshachala hill forest of the southern India, especially Chittoor, Kadapa, Anantapur and Nellore districts. This red sanders has been cutting in huge amount. Then black coach, ginseng. Naturally, this black coach is used for depression, menopause and rheumatism treatment, whereas ginseng is used for brain improvement. These also have been in high extinction region. These species are in extinction due to the high poaching. How does poaching affect the environment? Poaching or illegal hunting causes animals endangered of being extinct. If more animals becomes extinct, there is a disruption in the food chain, and that will cause major problems in our ecosystem, resulting eventually in new adaptation of animals and our species beyond human control. Poaching results in animals being hunted too soon for them to have time to reproduce and repopulate. Man-wildlife conflict. Increase in man-wildlife conflict is due to resource limitation like space, food and shelter. It is also due to increasing population of human beings, loss of forest, decrease in quality of forest and developmental activities. Crops like sugarcane and tea estates are reported to provide excellent cover for wild animals. There are 661 protected areas in the country, covering around 4.8% geographical areas. There are 100 national parks, 514 wildlife sanctuaries, 43 conservation reserves, and 4 community reserves in the country. In India, wild elephants probably kill far more people than tiger, leopard, and lion. Damage to agricultural crops and property, killing of livestock and human beings are some of the worst forms of human-animal conflict. Farmers sometimes poison and shoot wild animals as they damage their crops, but this can be prevented by taking certain measures. Ways to reduce the conflicts. Governments is working on improvement of habitat to provide the food and water availability to the wild animals and to reduce movement of animals from the forest to the habitations. Training forest staff and police to tackle these situations and creating awareness among the people about the do's and don'ts to minimize conflicts. Construction of boundary walls and solar fences around the sensitive areas to prevent the wild animal attacks. Some devices of information technology, such as radio collars with very high frequency, global positioning system, and satellite uplink facilities, can be used to track the movements of wild animals.